SAP S/4HANA is one of the largest enterprise solution suite brands globally. It comes with a strong reputation and pedigree, modern and future ready architecture, rich functionality, and a clear upgrade roadmap from SAP ECC. As the digital core of organizations, it helps them successfully transform their business, drive simplification, enable real time data for rapid decision making, and deliver tangible business value. In this webinar, sponsored by Yash Technologies, you'll learn how Yash leverages its extensive experience in delivering enterprise transformation engagements to successfully accelerate complex greenfield, brownfield, and hybrid SAP S/4HANA implementations. Hello, and welcome to this video webcast titled Transformation with SAP S/4HANA Cloud and BTP, sponsored by Yash Technologies and CIO.com, and featuring a speaker from IDC. My name's Tom Schmidt, contributing editor of CIO Marketing Services, and I'll be the host of this webcast. Joining me is Jason Bremner, Research Vice President for IDC's IT Consulting and Systems Integration Strategies Program, providing research insights and thought leadership on the key issues and trends affecting the IT consulting and systems integration services markets globally. Hello, Jason.
Hello, it's nice to be with you today.
Also joining me is Nagesh Bezawada, Vice President of SAP Pre-Sales at Yash Technologies. Nagesh is the service line head of SAP at Yash, where he leads a large team of expert consultants architecting and delivering end-to-end SAP solutions across various industry domains. Welcome, Nagesh.
Thank you, Tom, and thanks, Jason. Looking forward to the discussion today.
Jason, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the opportunities provided by a move to SAP S/4HANA Cloud and BTP. But first, can you share with us the top reasons for moving to a new ERP system? And then as a follow-up, what are the main reasons why organizations aren't making the move?
Thanks, Tom. Technology adoption rates are interesting to watch. Often, we focus on how quickly or slowly a technology solution has been adopted. But sometimes, it is more interesting to look at how specific offerings of that solution changes the pace of adoption. SAP has been encouraging clients to switch to its S/4HANA technology for a long time. Certainly by 2015, it was clear that SAP wanted its legacy clients to upgrade to S/4HANA, and it originally set 2025 as a deadline for end-of-life maintenance support. SAP has since extended that deadline to 2027. Now, many customers have upgraded, but many have not. There are competing data points on SAP customers using different ERP versions, but IDC estimates that about 40% of SAP customers are still on legacy offerings. But recently, we've seen an uptick in adoption of S/4HANA Cloud because of its rise with SAP and grow with SAP offerings. Companies like Molson Coors, Tyson Foods, and Databricks are using Rise with SAP or Grow with SAP to make the shift to S/4HANA Cloud. And today, SAP claims to have about 33,000 customers who are live on its cloud-native platform. And the company is seeing its revenues grow significantly as more customers shift to its cloud solutions. So while the adoption of S/4HANA has been arguably slow, the adoption is accelerating because customers want the benefits of a modern ERP solution to support their business, and SAP is addressing the issues that were previously barriers to adoption. Let's start with why organizations move to a new ERP system. IDC asked organizations why they moved to cloud ERP software earlier this year. We found that the top reasons were process improvements for lines of business supported by the ERP software and lower IT costs. Companies want streamlined and standardized processes in their ERP software after learning the expensive lesson of heavily customized software that was costly to maintain and hard to introduce new functionality. Customers also want better accessibility to enterprise data that the cloud allows. The data can be kept private and secure, but it can be accessed by more users and applications. Customers also want enhanced automation that software providers are building into new cloud versions. The software is becoming more intelligent and easier to use, with AI being infused into the user experience. So with software getting smarter, why are SAP customers still reluctant to migrate to S4HANA. A decade ago, when SAP first started encouraging clients to migrate, many enterprises saw the cloud as being risky and security was suspect. Today, most organizations are heavily invested in the cloud, and having cloud applications is no longer the concern it was. When you sift through the interviews about why organizations have not adopted S4HANA, you can start to see several common patterns. First is that many SAP customers are satisfied with their current environment. They don't want to fix what's not broken. Many CIOs have been burned by failed projects in the past, and they don't want to see that with SAP applications that the business runs on. Second is that they think migrating to S4HANA will be hard to do because of the complexity in their data model and custom code. Many customers have extensively adapted SAP to match their business processes. Third is building the business case for the investment in software and implementation costs is always hard to do if you cannot identify the cost savings or revenue benefits. Fourth is that most companies, most organizations have competing business priorities for where to accelerate digital transformation. Many enterprises want to focus on customer-facing initiatives to grow revenues rather than investing in back office ERP software. Now, the good news is that SAP has addressed these issues with standardized pathways to S4HANA adoption through its Rise with SAP and Grow with SAP offerings, so companies can choose a new implementation approach that works best for them.
Very good. Thanks, Jason. Very informative. Nagesh, I'd love to hear your initial thoughts about these IDC findings.
Sure, Tom. And yes, thanks, Jason. Jason has touched upon a lot of relevant points, both why customers are actually adopting and why customers are against that. Certainly, some of the things is the duration, the long duration involved, or the complexity. Where we see customers, right? They want to take a wait and watch approach and say, hey, things are working fine, but for us to get some budgets out, we should be able to convince and provide a value. See, what is the value perceived out of this huge IT investment? Because business teams always tend to see what's in it for us. Why do we change now and bring in a lot of change management and the whole disturbance into the whole setup? So what we have seen is that these projects, Tom, involve a lot of time, effort, both from the business because and the IT as well, because even business has to contribute to provide the changes that they need or the process improvements that they need. And first and foremost, again, is also the cloud mindset because people have been used to the on-prem workloads. Even the IT teams, they are so much fundamentally used to an on-prem or a third-party data center. Now moving to a completely cloud subscription-based cloud mindset is a big change. Okay, and again, moving from a perpetual licensing to a subscription model, and how does it going to work for them? What if things are not working the way they are? How do we go back? So there are some of these challenges which I would echo with what Jason mentioned. That's what customers are trying to take that wait and watch approach. Now.
Nagesh, I know this is a very big question, but can you elaborate on the principal reasons organizations cite for not upgrading from ECC to S4HANA? What's so hard about adoption, and what are customers telling you?
Yeah. So first things, yes, once again maybe it could be a repeat, but transformation projects, they involve a lot of time and effort, complexity again, some of the complexity that would have been built over the period with a lot of custom code and everything. And people are comfortable with that, because it's doing the job for them. And the cost and the time that they have, maybe sometimes these transformation projects could go on for 1 year to 2 years. Okay, so that's where the apprehensions are. That's where businesses think. But of course, contrary to that, SAP has provided a lot of tools and a lot of methodologies for their customers to accelerate their journeys. I'm going to touch about that in a bit. But these things, essentially, it becomes tough for IT team to build a business case. Okay, because it's always perceived as a technical transformation. So, so we actually as a partners always work with the customer's IT to help build a business case and say, hey, along with this transformation journey, you're going to get these improvements. and these are the benefits that business can realize in this time frame. Okay, so that's where one of the fundamental reason is that the long timelines and the challenges that come with adoption and the time that business has to invest. These are some of the things that are making our customers uh, think twice before going on this journey, right? And another point that I said, the wait and watch approach is what they see. So as a partner, what we are trying to tell them, Tom, is that okay, this rise with SAP, currently now it's being called SAP Cloud ERP Private, which is where it will really give you these innovations. So there are tools available where we conduct a phase zero assessment, leveraging SAP's own tools and our accelerators to showcase the value that people can derive by adopting SAP S/4HANA from their current ECC. So there are instances where for a large global manufacturer, we are able to do a phase zero assessment and show them the exact benefits of how all their processes, about 167 processes, we took a sample process and showed the value in a simple procurement process of how much value they can derive. And likewise, we have done a proof of value project, a small conversion that we have done on a sandbox environment and showcased all the challenges. So these are some of the things that we are doing to educate customers and make them more enthusiastic about adopting the S/4HANA.
Many organizations are looking for compelling reasons to make the investment in upgrading. Why should I go to my board and present this?
Yeah, like I said, definitely we need to find the value, right? If we see, first of all, if the business is convinced, right, that there is value and we can make them perceive the benefits and get the return on investments, right? So that's where we will be able to, help put that business case so that we can provide the justification saying that okay, for this budget that you're investing right to the board, these are the benefits, because in this competing world where people are adopting technology to fulfill their ever changing business needs, right, this is where S/4HANA is going to come in. And this is how partners like Yash and the IT team can work together, right, and show the return on investment to the board, Tom. Yeah.
Well put. I guess, are there any benefits to just staying put and continuing on maintenance?
Okay, that's a very good question, Tom. See, it's again the comfort factor. Sometimes, to just keep the lights on.
Hmm.
If organizations are happy, they just want to keep lights on and because it's supporting their current growth, right? So, in such cases, continuing on an extended maintenance is also the easiest option. That's what customers think, right? Like to use the phrase, don't fix what is not broken, right? So there are customers, they see that, okay, continuing with this uh, current ECC setup for the next, at least the medium term, the next 2 to 3 years, they see that as a better option rather than embarking on a complex landscape transformation or complex, because it's a complete change, right? From the current infrastructure, there is an infrastructure move, there is a business process move, and a complete application revamp. So customers contemplate, right? Also they also want to do a wait and watch approach before they decide on the correct path. Okay, we do want to go to S/4HANA. Should we take a brownfield approach, meaning we just convert everything lock, stock, and barrel, or should we look at this and completely go for a greenfield or a re-implementation? Or should we go for a blue field, meaning, okay, I want to adopt some of the processes, but only change a very minimal of it. And I also don't need the huge data set that I'm carrying for the last 10 years, 15 years. Maybe I want the last 3 years data where they go for a selective data transition, which is where the blue field. Sometimes what happens is that these decisions often take a lot of time. Like you rightly said, convincing multiple people, deliberating on all the options and the benefits, that could take time, and this continuing on maintenance will give them that window of comfort for them to be able to make a informed decision, Tom.
So let's talk about the opportunities presented by S4 HANA Cloud and BTP. Nagash, what are your customers telling you?
Good. And again, so customers sometimes, right, like think we also spoke before that they've done a lot of investment into some of the customizations they've done. They over the period they have grown the system,
Mhm.
they've given their inputs and made sure the system works the way they want. And moving to S4 HANA, so there are while they're willing to move forward, okay, uh, they want to see how can they retain the investment or make sure that they transform that investment rightfully into a more new technology like BTP, meaning that the standard essence of SAP is retained, but they also want their customizations to be translated or moved to a BTP where they can continue their business as it is. So we have done, as a partner, what we are doing is that we have done several workshops and demonstrations to a lot of customers to showcase, okay, some of the proof of concepts that we have built, or specifically for the customer or generic proof of concepts to showcase what are the innovations available. For example, some innovations are straight out of the box where they can have flexible workflows or they have intelligent situation handling, meaning, for example, I float an RFQ. I want to make sure that I get a reminder when the RFQ quotes are due, or I would like to know whether I have minimum number of quotes have been received or not, or whether I should push. So those system senses those based on the data points, and then gives me a suggestion saying, "Hey, we have not received enough quotes from the vendors, so why don't you go and nudge them, right?" So all of that situation handling, or somebody has not approved a particular workflow for a long time, so these are some of the intelligent situations and intelligent scenario handling, embedded analytics, a lot of very cool dashboards. Earlier, people had to invest in the ECC world a lot on having their analytics and maybe push the data into a BW or other analytics forums and wait for the reporting on the next day. Whereas now we have live operational reporting and people are able to take the decision. So what we are doing in essence is that we are actually showcasing these cool features that are there on the platform that BTP is and how easy it is to build apps with a low code, no code approach. And how easy, seamlessly, it can be built by both a partner or if somebody internally in the customer team, there are any technical people, how easy it is for them to learn this technology and adapt, right? And another thing that we are also telling customers is that, okay, I have built all these custom extensions on BTP. I have my S4 HANA. I have maybe another SAP product, say like a Success Factors or a Concur, all these cloud products. How do I have, people have to log on to multiple applications? No, that's not needed. So we are also educating them on something called a work zone. So we create a work zone front end so that for a particular user, if he or she is accessing multiple different applications, for them there is one front end so that they can access all their apps relevant for S4HANA or Concur or SuccessFactors or the custom BTP apps that have been built, everything under one window.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. I guess artificial intelligence is on everyone's lips these days. How do these SAP solutions enable business transformation with AI?
Okay. Very good question. So these days, I think there are a lot of talk around AI, the generative AI, which is more specific content based, but there is also conversational AI and the business AI, more to say, how we can actually use a co-pilot like Joule to help me navigate through my day of work, right? Earlier, if I had to see my top 10 codes, maybe I would go to run a report and check all of that. Now it's simple. My co-pilot Joule is there. I would ask, fetch me my top 10 customers. So I can use that natural language kind of conversation with Joule and get those. So these are bundled, AI based scenarios are bundled into all the cloud products. Okay. Apart from that, right? So while the standard SAP itself is exciting to use with these AI enabled features, we can also build a lot of AI based scenarios. For instance, in the recent past, Tom, we have built a scenario for a forecasting which works with an IBP S4HANA combination, wherein for some of the heuristics and some of the planning algorithms have been built into it based on the historical data and other intelligence on how the last few months of business has been, we've been able to provide a forecast. So it's trying to merge multiple algorithms and give the most optimal forecast based model. So these are some of the things we're able to build using the build AI platform, the business AI platform that is within SAP. And these are what again are exciting, for customers when we showcase these scenarios or some of the proof of concepts we have done. That's what excites customers to say, hey, we are sitting on a lot of pile of data,
Mhm.
and there is a huge transactions that we have done. And if the system is able to give us insights, which are very intelligent insights, and it is really helping us grow the business, that's what is the final, win for us, in the sense how that's how we're able to convince customers in their transformation journey.
Very good. Our time together is nearly up. Let me ask both of you to briefly summarize in a nutshell why organizations should make the move now to S4 HANA, Cloud, and BTP. What's the takeaway for our audience today? Jason?
My takeaway is customers that have moved to S4HANA Cloud are satisfied with the results. Our research shows that 80% of SAP Cloud customers say the value they're getting from their investment meets or exceeds their original expectations. SAP has focused hard on making it easier to implement S4HANA Cloud on the BTP platform. 10 years ago, migrating to S4HANA was hard. Today, it's much easier with templates and tools, and SAP's Joule AI solutions is making it even easier to implement and drive end user adoption. And we're seeing that AI workflows are helping even to improve the SAP user experience. We're also finding that customers who move to a new ERP system typically benefit from improved visibility in their operations, reduced overall costs, and enhanced digital experiences for their employees and customers. My final takeaway for the audience is that IDC consistently sees strong ROI and business value studies of SAP customers who move to the cloud. And working with companies like Yash makes it even easier to complement your skills, your internal staff, and learn from experts who've done it before.
Very good. I guess you have the last word. What's the key takeaway for our audience?
See, the key takeaway is innovate now or continuously, or you will be renovating continuously, right? So the innovation delayed is, it's actually every business is right now looking towards innovation to bring in efficiency into the process to meet customer demands, ever-changing supply chains, where we work on optimized supply chains, competitive costs, right, and tight margins, and of course cost optimization, and all of these together plus also getting it right first. So when your competition is embracing SAP S/4HANA Cloud and BTP and are able to respond quicker to their customers' needs, you would not want to be left out, right? So by delaying this transformation, we are denying the business, the innovation, and their ability to respond to business needs quicker. So no doubt, SAP S/4HANA transformation is a big step for all the customers, but involving partners like Yash in their planning and decision making process could help plan and make the journey better, successful, and also comfortable with an optimal investment. And just to add to what Jason also mentioned, and also what I touched base before, SAP has brought in a lot more tools, especially in the last 1 quarter. They have cloud application lifecycle management. As part of that, they brought in additional tools like the business transformation cockpit and a few of the other tools along with it, which help in a data-driven transformation guidance. So hooking up your ECC system with the BTC cockpit would throw a lot of insights on your data. And the best part, the tool, Tom, is also giving a recommendation saying whether it's a green field is suited for them or a brown field or a blue field. So this is something I would say I would leave as a last note to the customers. At least start. You may want to do the journey, transform later, but at least start thinking on the S/4HANA transformation journey and reach out to partners like Yash or agencies like IDC so that they can put you on the right path and help you understand the whole journey that is involved in the S4 transformation. Thank you, Tom.
Very good. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's webcast. I want to give a big thanks to our speakers, Jason Brebner of IDC and Nagesh Bezawada from Yash, for sharing their insights and expertise with us today. Thanks to you, our viewers, for tuning in. For Yash and CIO.com, I'm Tom Schmidt.